Good morning, Houston. I'm here live from my at-home makeshift office. I've been in the midst of switching over to telehealth. Telehealth is a different format. It's an online format for providing online therapy and a confidential space as well. And so it's been a switch, it's been a change, but it has been actually pretty rewarding and allowed me to get a little bit more creative and think through things in a different way as well. Two things that I really appreciate about this is one, I get to wear shorts to work, and then two, I also have a really nice commute. So those are the two things that I'm appreciating out of this. So today what I would like to come to you and talk to you about is a couple of theories around handling our anxiety and handling the things that might be difficult during times of uncertainty and of crisis. And so we're going to be looking at two things. Stephen Covey's book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Interesting enough, like the skills that he teaches can also be applicable here. This same skill I've used in conflict resolution, and I've also used it when working with LGBT youth. I've talked about the Brofenbrenner's BioEcological model and how our microsystems and our macrosystems in our lives are influencers. And so Stephen Covey also talks about influencers in our lives as well. And so I'm going to kind of tie these two theories and things together today in order to talk about our ultimately our zone of control. So many times when we're in these places of anxiety and high alert and crisis, our anxiety levels and our concern is really, really large, and we start to think about everything that could be going wrong. For instance, in this space right now, what we might be thinking about is the political scheme, what's out there on social media and the news media. We might be worried about stores closing, or what the government's going to do, or what culture is telling us to do altogether. We might be worried about physical and atmospheric concerns as well. Maybe we're worried about our economy. Maybe we're worried how this virus is going to continue to spread and all of that as well. And so with all of this, all these concerns, everything is kind of piling up, and we kind of lose sight of what we actually have control over. And what we do have control over is how we approach this, right? How we approach the virus as well, or the things that we can do. So one is to follow the CDC's guidelines, first of all, washing our hands, taking part in social distancing as well, and just being socially responsible in that way. But then two is just making sure that we're taking care of ourselves in this time. So maybe that is creating our routines for the day. Maybe it's providing a space for self-care, but then if we need our own time to ourselves, how are we going to make that to work within our households as well? Maybe it's just getting enough rest and finding ways to allow ourselves to fall asleep and be at peace. Maybe it's our emotional and spiritual connections as well. Maybe it's also staying socially connected. Okay, all of these things we have control over, and so I have even created a diagram for this because I've been using it so much within my own counseling sessions within the last 2 even to 5 weeks of dealing with some of the uncertainties. And so the model that I have right here is the model of control. And right here we have the circle of control. Like I talked about, this is the part that we are able to control. And then on the outside are all these other concerns that might be bogging us down. And then we have this second ring right here, which is the ring of influence. As we start to realize some of these concerns, we might have potential to influence, but the potential to influence may come out in little spurs, like rays, every once in a while. And then that influence from the outer world as well, from that macro system, might be coming in on us and our center of control as well. So remember, the things that we control are right here in the center, and this is where we should focus our energies. When we're starting to focus our energies into these worries and concerns, that's where we fall into bouts of anxiety. That's when our mental health might change a little bit. And so if we can focus more on things that we can control, our daily routines, finding a new normal for ourselves in this time, that is where we might find our positive mental health and solace during this time. So, that being said, if you have any questions about this as well, feel free to reach out. Put some comments down below. I love to talk to you and get a better understanding of what are your concerns around all of this as well. And maybe you do have concerns, and maybe this could be the outlet for that, to allow you to just say your concern, put it out there, just like a journal. You could write in a journal and put it out there somewhere, and then allow it to kind of wash away, or put it away to a side place too. So I hope this zone of control kind of helps you in rationalizing what is capable and what is in our capacity as well. And I hope this message finds you well, and I hope you all stay safe. All right. I'll see you later. Take care.